Forget knowing anything about fixing a car or putting a table together or algebra. The real test of knowledge is if you can recognize at least 7 of these famous Slovenians. Then I will consider you well educated. Another test of true knowledge is this research that has been conducted by a university. Based on the survey they conducted, 3 out of 10 people recommended subscribing to this channel. So that's what we are doing today. We are looking into famous Slovenians that you may or may not have heard of. If you haven't heard of them, you will hear of them now. Let's start with the number 1 that I'm pretty sure the majority of you will recognize, and that is Luka Donic. Whenever I introduce myself to new people in the US and they ask me where I'm from, and when I say that I'm from Slovenia, usually they either say one of these 2 things. First one being, oh, Slovenia, remind me, that's where, and second one is, Luka Donic, or some other variation of his name. So let's look into what makes him so special and why is he considered a golden boy. Luka Donic is a Slovenian basketball player who plays point guard for the Dallas Mavericks of the NBA. His arrival at Real Madrid at just 13 years old started his path to the top very quickly, and what is actually considered as a meteoric and unprecedented rise. Those are not my words, those are the words by people who know much more about this than I do. Much more. In addition, he became the youngest player to wear Real Madrid's colors for the first time in the domestic competition at the age of 16. Luka Donic was selected by the Hawks, which is an Atlanta franchise, as the number 3 pick in the 2018 NBA draft. However, the Hawks traded him to the Dallas Mavericks, where it all escalated in historic fashion, and where you probably know him from today. He soon emerged as the leader of the Dallas Mavericks. On June 24, 2019, he was awarded the Rookie of the Year premier, and he became the first Slovenian player and the second European to win this award. Here are some of his impressive achievements. He is the first teenager to record 4 career triple-doubles in NBA history. He is the youngest player in NBA history to lead the league outright in triple-doubles. He is first player in the NBA history to record the following achievements. He is second player in NBA history to record these achievements. Luka Donic scored a franchise record 73 points, tied for the 4th most in NBA history and surpassed only by Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant, which ironically happened in a game against Atlanta Hawks on January 26, 2024. So it is no surprise that the phrase "built differently" follows him everywhere he goes. Let's move on to the second famous Slovenian. By the way, these are in no particular order, and that is Primoz Rogic. Primoz Rogic is one of Slovenia's most known cyclists. One of the things that makes him very interesting is that he actually bought his first bicycle at the age of 22. And then 3 years later, he won a Slovenian cycling race. Primoz Rogic is an Olympic time trial champion, a 3-time Vuelta a España winner, and winner of the Giro d'Italia 2023. Before starting his cycling career, Primoz Rogic was devoted to ski jumping. He bought his first bike at the age of 22 and then 3 years later won the Tour of Slovenia cycling race. That was in 2015. By winning the 2019 Vuelta a España, he became the first Slovenian to win one of the cycling's grand tours. There are 3 major 3-week cycling races: Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and Vuelta a España. With 2 more victories, he has proven that the Vuelta was right up his alley and made history as the 3rd cyclist to win a Spanish ribbon for 3 consecutive years. He also became the first Slovenian cyclist to win medals at both the World Championships and the Olympic Games. Also, fun fact, Slovenia ranks among the best in the world in terms of Olympic medals per capita. Primoz Rogic was also Slovenian Road Cyclist of the Year in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. These are overall wins at other races. I think that's pretty impressive for somebody who started at the age of 22. Let's move on to the next name. This is also a name that pops up a lot when I tell people that I'm from Slovenia, and also another name that Americans do not know how to pronounce. Usually they say Anze Kopitar or Anze Kopitar, one of the many variations of his name, but the Slovenian pronunciation is Anze Kopitar. He is a Slovenian professional ice hockey player, and he is the captain of Los Angeles Kings. So let's look into what makes him so famous and so good at what he does. Anze Kopitar played junior hockey for his hometown team, Akroni Jesenice, before moving to Sweden at the age of 16 to play in a more competitive league. The 11th overall pick in the 2005 NHL entry draft, Kopitar became the first Slovene to play in the National Hockey League upon making his debut in 2006. Anze Kopitar has spent his entire NHL career with the Kings and has led the team in scoring in 15 out of 17 seasons. And he is fourth in franchise history in points, goals, and assists, scoring his 1,000th career point in 2021. Kopitar played a very big role, leading the Kings to Stanley Cup victories in 2012 and 2014, which set in stone his legacy as a champion. His remarkable game propelled him to the top of Kings record books, making him one of the greatest players in franchise history. At the age of 36, he shows no signs of slowing down. Next, we have one of the most influential female athletes right now in the climbing world, and probably in Slovenian sports in general, and that is Yelena Gak. Since I am such a huge fan of her journey and her success, allow me 3 seconds of fangirling over her. Oh my gosh, she's so cool! Ah! Yelena Gak is a Slovenian professional rock climber who specializes in sport climbing and competition climbing. She became the first ever female Olympic gold medalist in climbing and is widely regarded as one of the greatest competition climbers of all time. She is also the world's first ever female climber to onside an 8C graded sport climbing route. As of 2023, Gak had won the most gold medals of any competition climber in history. She started climbing at the age of 7 and first competed in the national competition at the age of 8. She won her first international title at the 2014 World Youth B Championships. As of September 9th, 2023, Gak has won 41 World Cup events and has a total of 61 podium finishes at the age of 24. She is rightfully known as the greatest competitive climber of all time. She will also once again compete in the Olympics in 2024. Go Yanya! Woo! Now we're moving on to yet another athlete that puts Slovenia on the map. Guys, Slovenia is like really good at sports. I don't know where it went wrong with me though. Why am I going there? Let's move on to Tadej Pogačar. Tadej Pogačar is a Slovenian professional cyclist who currently rides for Team Emirates. He won the 2020 and 2021 editions of the Tour de France, winning 3 different jerseys during each tour, a feat unseen in nearly 4 decades. In 2019, he became the youngest cyclist to win a World Tour race with a Tour of California win at the age of 20. In both his Tour de France debut and the following year, he won 3 stages in the race overall, as well as the mountains and young rider classifications, becoming the only rider to win these 3 classifications simultaneously. He is the first Slovenian winner and, at the age of 21, the second youngest winner after a cyclist who won in 1904 at the age of 19. He is the first road cyclist in history to break the 6,000-point barrier in UCI World Ranking. He is a 3-time national time trial champion in 2019, 2020, and 2023. He is the only rider who has worn the white jersey at the Tour de France 4 times overall and a record 75 days in total. In 2021, he also made history when he became the first Tour de France winner to take an Olympic medal in the road race in the same year after he took bronze at the men's road race. He finished the 2021 and 2022 seasons as world number 1. He is currently 25 and has 63 career victories. All right, it's time to break the stream of famous Slovenian athletes and focus on Guinness World Record holders. Holders of Guinness World Record. I think that's the way you say it. Martin Strel, who is a long-distance swimmer, best known for swimming the entire length of various rivers. Okay, so I lied. We're continuing with the athletes. We're just that good. Slovenia is just that good in sports. Martin Strel swam the Amazon River, commencing on February 1st, 2007, and finishing 60 days later on April 7th, 2007. This was a record-breaking distance of 5,268 kilometers, which is over 3,000 miles, which in comparison is longer than the width of Atlantic Ocean. In 2007, River Nile had been proposed as his next river, but Strel said, "I am not going to do the Nile. It's long but not challenging enough. It is just a small creek. The Amazon is much more mighty." He holds Guinness World Records for swimming the Danube River, the Mississippi River, the Amazon River, and the Yangtze River. His motto is swimming for peace, friendship, and clean waters. He broke his first record at the age of 46, and a documentary was made on his accomplishments called Big River Man. His motivation is nature and his deep connection to it. He hopes that his headline-catching swims will help send a message to the world about keeping our waters pure and safe. Martin Strel is also deeply inspired by animals and nature. Here are some quotes from the film. An area of jungle the size of a small country disappears each year. Most of this is due to cattle ranching. Each year, the sky turns black with smoke for months as a pristine forest is burned to make way for new cow fields. Countless species of animals and plants become extinct each burn season. This is all simply because of the world's demand to eat beef. At the current rate, half of Amazon will be cattle farms by the year 2030, and by the end of the century, not only Amazon, but all of the world's rainforests will need to be cut down to accommodate the needs of a world with 14 billion people. Okay, I hear you. Enough with the athletes. Let's hear some other names. Well, here you go. Slavoj Zizek. Some of you might immediately recognize him and know exactly who he is. And those that don't, well, that's why I am here. And let me tell you who Slavoj Zizek is, or to some people known as Profesor Zizek na Filofaksu. Slavoj Zizek is a Slovenian philosopher, cultural theorist, and public intellectual. Zizek advocates for diverse discursive strategies to challenge established norms. He is known to many today for his 2019 debate with psychology professor and culture warrior Jordan Peterson. This debate, held in Toronto, Canada, was about the relationship between Marxism, capitalism, and happiness. He is the author of many books, including The Relevance of the Communist Manifesto, Living in the End Times, and Too Late to Awaken, What Lies Ahead When There Is No Future. One of his stances is that the pop culture communicates through subtext significant rules that regulate a population's behavior. In the view of many people, he is known for his signature wild hair and animated lectures. Zizek's basic claim is that people do not always identify with political causes on rational basis. They form passionate, sometimes unconditional identifications with causes and leaders based on their earliest attachments to parental figures. They are thus identifying with what Zizek calls the sublime objects of ideologies, whether it's a charismatic leader or an elevating idea like the revolution or human freedom. All of these things have made him quite famous all over the world. As I have promised, we are moving from athletes onto other people. I'm pretty sure that you will recognize this one, and if you don't, then I just cannot help you. I actually can't help you because I'm going to tell you who she is. And we're talking about Melania Trump. This is another one of those names that pops up immediately when people find out that I'm from Slovenia, usually followed by a statement, "You don't sound like her though." Or, "What does Slovenia think about her marrying Trump?" Melania Trump, also known as Melania Knaus, is a former model who served as the First Lady of the United States from 2017 to 2021 as the wife of President Donald Trump. Melania grew up in Slovenia, which back then was a part of Yugoslavia, and has worked as a fashion model through agencies in the European fashion capitals of Milan and Paris. After she moved to New York City in 1996, she continued her modeling career. Here are some fun facts during her time as the First Lady. She is only the second U.S. First Lady in American history to be born outside the U.S. She is also the only First Lady whose first language was not English. However, Melania is a noted polyglot. She can speak more languages than any First Lady before her. She speaks English, French, German, Italian, and Serbian, in addition to her native Slovenian. She was a successful model, known for her appearances in Sports Illustrated, Vanity Fair, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and GQ. Last fun fact, unlike other First Ladies, Melania Trump delayed her move into the White House until 5 months into her husband's presidency. Oh my god, we're back on athletes! Who would have thought? Next, we're covering the awesome power lady called Tina Maze. Although she's retired, the legacy of her accomplishments live on to be an inspiration for many people. Many people. Tina Maze is the most successful Slovenian ski racer in history, with 2 gold medals at the 2014 Winter Olympics. She was awarded the title of Slovenian Sportswoman of the Year in 2005, 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, and 2015. And with her 4 medals, she is the most decorated Slovenian athlete at the Winter Olympics. Tina Maze won a total of 26 World Cup races during her career and won the World Cup overall title in 2013. She also finished on a podium 81 times in 17 seasons of her career. She made her World Cup debut at the age of 15 in Slovenia in January 1999. Only 2 years later, at the World Championships, her best result was 16th place in slalom. In 2002, she won her first podium, a 2nd place in giant slalom in Maribor at the age of 19. February 2008, she won her first downhill in Switzerland, which was the first downhill victory won by a Slovenian female skier. But she didn't slow down there. Oh no, no, no. 2013 was her record-breaking year. She collected 11 podiums until the new year, with 5 wins, 2 second, and 4 third places. She also broke various statistical records in that season. They include the highest number of podiums in a single season, the highest number of top 5 finishes, the highest number of points after first 10 races, highest percent of possible points won, and the highest point difference to the 2nd place. On October 20th, 2016, she announced her retirement from competitive skiing. She officially concluded her career on January 7th, 2017, at the giant slalom race in Maribor, at the venue where she made her World Cup debut in 1999. Last but not least, we are concluding this list with another basketball player, Goran Dragi, who actually retired on December 31st of 2023 after an astonishing career in this sport. Goran Dragi is a Slovenian former professional basketball player. He is nicknamed the Dragon, and he played professional basketball in Slovenia and Spain before entering the NBA in 2008. He has played for the Phoenix Suns, Miami Heat, Houston Rockets, Toronto Raptors, Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls, and the Milwaukee Bucks. He was an All-NBA third-team selection and the NBA Most Improved Player with the Suns in 2014. He was named an NBA All-Star for the first time in 2018 with Miami Heat. He helped Slovenia win its first European basketball championship in 2017, while also being named the most valuable player of the tournament. Dragi entered the 2008 NBA draft, where he was selected in the second round, 45th overall, by the San Antonio Spurs. His draft rights were then traded to the Phoenix Suns when he was only at the age of 22. He accumulated many awards and titles in his long career. Just to name a few: named Western Conference Player of the Year, contestant for the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, won the NBA Most Improved Player of the Year, the Apple of Inspiration, and NBA All-Star. Dragi intends to have a retirement celebration this summer in Ljubljana, Slovenia. So, this concludes my very first video on famous Slovenians. If there is anyone else that you feel like rightfully belongs in this video, let me know in the comments down below and I'll make a part 2. Also, if you would like a part 2, let me know in the comments. Again, subscribe to my channel to have my videos delivered on the front page of your YouTube account, or I don't even know, sometimes they just get sent into a void, but we're not worrying about that. And that'll be it. Stay awesome, stay positive, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.